loves. Thanks for tuning in to Southern Chats. I am your host, Christy Akins, and I just want to welcome you all for joining me today. So today's topic is not going to be very deep. We're just going to be talking today about the holiday season. And I just wanted to briefly come on here and share with you all about how my mom surprised me and tricked me for Christmas. So, just a little bit of the background knowledge because I'm going to attach the video of her surprising me. But I wanted to give you all some background knowledge on how she did this and how she was able to pull this off so well. She got me this time. So my mom has been divorced for about 6 years now, and while she was married, she was a housewife, and she did that for about 15 to 16 years. So when when her and my dad split, of course she was not working because she was a housewife. So me and her moved in together, kind of help each other out or whatever. So we were living in an apartment together, and I moved out about 3 years ago, and I moved to Dallas where I reside now. But within those 6 years, my mom has always stated that she has wanted to get her own home, and she did not want to just live in an apartment for the rest of her life. So she was like, this is temporary, this is just a pit stop, and I'm not going to be here long. So I was like, okay, cool. Over the 6 years that she's lived in this apartment, even when I was living there, we have experienced minor flooding here and there. I know when I lived there, we experienced a flood, and it was in my closet. She experienced one in her restroom. We experienced one in the living room. And the floods that we experienced, they didn't damage a lot of things, but it was still just a heartache of having to have maintenance come in, air out the carpet, and wait for the things to dry before you can put your belongings back into the area. It was like just tedious. So we dealt with that a few times, and I was kind of over it, a long time ago. But we had a 3-bedroom, and my mom had a lot of things from the marriage. Since I moved to Dallas, she has experienced maybe 1 or 2 floods. And when she called me and told me about them, I told her, they need to move you into another apartment, or, they need to put you somewhere, they need to do something. But her big thing was they wanted to move her into another apartment, but it was less square footage. And she had so many items from her marriage that she wanted to move into her house eventually. She didn't want to have to let go of those things because they were going to move her into a smaller apartment, pretty much. So she pretty much kind of just stuck it out in that apartment, which they need to just, knock that whole building down. Quiet as is kept. But that's neither here nor there. So, stayed in the apartment. Well, me and my son, we normally try to go back home for Christmas and spend time with family and friends. So, she knew we were coming home, and the day before we were getting on the road to come back, she calls me, and she sounds so distraught. She just sounds like she just wanted to give up on everything. And I was like, what's going on? So she was like, you're not gonna believe this. I'm like, what? She was like, my entire apartment has flooded out. And I'm like, huh? She was like, everything. She was like, even the storage room, everything that I had that I eventually wanted to put in the house, it's messed up, it's ruined, all of my one-of-a-kind items. And I'm like, no. And so I was like, what are they gonna do? So she was like, they're putting me up in a hotel, for the next 5 days. And I said, okay, is that it? And she's like, well, we're going to have to talk about it more tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, yeah, because that's not all that they need to be doing. If you have lost items and the whole nine. So she's like, they're going to pay for my hotel stay, but since they're going to pay for my hotel stay, they're saying that my insurance is going to have to kick in after the next 5 days if they can't do anything else. So I'm like, skirt, what? So I immediately I graduated college with a communications degree, but I immediately went into lawyer mode. I don't know a thing about law, but honey, I went there because I was like, oh no, they're gonna do more than just put you in a hotel. If your items are no, they're gonna pay that deductible. No, they're gonna come up, they're gonna move you for free. They're gonna do a lot more than just put you in a hotel, sweetie. Let me get to Little Rock. Hold on, just hold on. Wait for me to get there, So I'm making all type of phone calls. I'm calling friends that work in leasing offices. I'm getting pointers from them. I'm calling friends who know about insurance. I'm talking to them, and I'm just trying to get all this knowledge before I go back home, So I'm talking to her. So I'm like, so you want us to stay with you at the hotel or what's it? She's like, I mean, if y'all want to. So I was like, well, I know that's uncomfortable, so we'll find somewhere to stay. Don't worry about it. So the next day she calls me. She's like, hey, I have a coworker. I was telling her about what's going on, and she's been working here for about 9 or 10 months, and she's really sweet. We've hit it off really well since she's worked here, and she's going out of town to go stay with her family for Christmas, and she says she has a really nice home, and that we can stay at her home for the holidays if we want. So I'm like, don't know her. No, not really feeling that. But my mom was just like, no, she's really nice, this and that. She was like, the only thing is I've never been to her house, so I don't know how it looks. So I was like, yeah, that's my thing. I was like, I don't know her at all, so I'm not really too keen on staying at somebody's house that I don't know. So she was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting off of work early today, and she said I can go take a look at the house, and if I like it, I'm gonna let you know, we can stay there. So I'm just like, yeah, well, you go ahead and go check it out. I said, I'm going to just make some arrangements on my end. So I call my best friend. I tell my best friend what's going on. She's like, girl, without a doubt, yes, y'all come stay over here with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. We straight. So I call my mom. Hey, me and Kobe, we're good. Don't worry about us. We got somewhere to stay. So she's like, well, I'm at her house now or whatever. She was like, girl, it is the bomb, honey. Her house is laid. She was like, she stays in a really nice neighborhood. It's very quiet. She was like, it's a brand new subdivision. She said, and honey, this house is to die for. She was like, yeah, I'm staying here. So I was like, okay. So she was like, well, she really wants you to come and meet her and this and that. She was like, because I talk about y'all all the time. So she really wants to meet you. And so I'm just like, I don't know, mama. So she was like, please just think about it, please. So I'm like, I done already called my best friend and told her I'm staying there. So she was like, okay, well, just at least come out here and meet her. If y'all not gonna stay here, she was like, come out here, see the place, and if you don't like it, then y'all can go back to your friend's house. So I'm just like, okay, what the heck? I'm like, my mom is dealing with this flood or whatever. At least I could do is, try to at least make my mom happy. I'll go over here and appease her and at least go see the place, So she gives me the address, and when I make it into town, we go over there. So when I pull into the neighborhood, it does look like a very nice neighborhood, but I'm recording the neighborhood. I took a picture of the house because I'm sending it to my friends, and I'm like, this is where I'm gonna be at, because if something pop off, because I'm like, my mama was just too adamant that this lady wanted to meet us. So I'm just like, anything pop off, this is where I'm gonna be at. So we get out the car. My son's like, do we need to take our stuff in? And I'm like, no, we're gonna peep the scene out first, and then I'll let you know if we're gonna get our things. So we go up to the door, we ring the doorbell, and my mom's like, who is it? And I'm like, you're staying at somebody's house? Why are you opening the door and even answering? I'm like, no. So I look at my son, I'm like, Mimi doing too much. And he was like, yeah. So she opens the door. So when we walk in, immediately I see this sign and it says Christy and Kobe. And so I'm like, okay, strike number one already. Because I'm like, this lady has made a sign for us. Now, granted, nice gesture, but I'm like, it's a bit much. We just coming over here to peep the scene and you done made a sign for us. So I was just kind of like, a little bit taken back, So I was like, when I walk in the house, I'm like, oh, that's nice, And so then when I look up at her coworker, she's recording us. Strike number two. I'm like, has this lady not had company at her house before, or what is going on? Because this is just too much for me. So I'm trying to play it cool, but I'm just kind of like, okay. So I'm looking at her recording us, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know about this. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to stay here because this is a little bit much for me. So she's recording or whatever. So then my mom was like staring at me. So I look around, and as I'm looking around, I notice that there's pictures of us. And so I'm like, I look, and then I look back down at the sign again, and the sign, I see that it's from my mom, and it says, welcome to my new home. So I look at my mom, and I'm like, this your house? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, girl, shut up. So, of course, anybody that knows me, I'm a crybaby, like to the fullest. So I started crying. Go figure. But I was just so overjoyed that my mom finally got what she wanted. So she finally got her own home, and I was just very overjoyed for her, very happy. You know, it had been 6 years of waiting, 6 years of going through floods and all other type of stuff. And you know, she endured what she had to endure, but at the end, she's where she wants to be. She's in a great neighborhood, in a house that's been built 4 years ago. It's awesome, and the house is amazing. It feels like home, and I was just so happy. And she was just very overjoyed. She said every time she comes home now, she's just smiling ear to ear. And so it put me in a good place to know that my mom is just, she's happy, you know, and she's where she wants to be in life. And so that was just a blessing for me to see. So she said she kept it a secret, didn't tell anybody, because she wanted to surprise us, because she knew we were coming down for Christmas, and this was my payback for surprising her for her 50th birthday party, because my mom surprises me all the time. And when she turned 50 3 years ago, I was like, I have to surprise her, because she's always surprising everybody else and getting away with it. So I was able to get her for her 50th birthday party, and I surprised her. So she paid me back and surprised me with her new home. How dope is that? Okay, so I was very happy, and she was happy. So we were just all happy and overjoyed about this joyous moment. So the video that you all will see is my reaction when I come in and find out that my mom has bought her new home. So that's pretty much how my holiday season went. I hope that you all enjoyed this video along with the video of the surprise, and then I'm gonna also add the clip of the picture of the sign that she had for me and my son when we walked in the door. So comment below, let me know if you got any surprises this Christmas. Let's just talk and chat about it or whatever. Let me know your thoughts, comments. Please make sure you don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you like, share, follow, everything. I want you all to rock with me with my journey, grow with me. I hope that you all are blessed. I hope that you all had a great holiday, and I hope that you all got everything that your heart desires. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Until next time, peace.
Christy and Kobe.